I am Ranger Kate. Welcome to my kitchen. I have decided to try Fanny Longfellow's recipe for burnt cream. Fanny Longfellow's recipe for crème brûlée, or burnt cream, is as follows. Boil 1 quart new milk with the rind of 2 lemons and a little white sugar. As soon as cool, mix in 2 tablespoons of fine flour and 4 beaten eggs. Set it on the fire, stirring all the time till it is as thick as custard, then pour it into a flat pudding dish, strew brown sugar all over the top, and salamander it very brown with a red-hot shovel. When I read this, I thought to myself, hey, I like crème brûlée, and what on earth does salamander with a hot shovel mean? So I went to Google, and salamander, or a cooking salamander to be specific, is a cast iron disc with a long handle, used before the invention of the modern kitchen blowtorch. Now, I don't have one of these. What I do have, though, is a little cast iron frying pan. So my plan is to attempt making custard and then heat this sucker up in the oven and see how it goes. To start, my ingredients are all laid out over here. I have 1 quart heavy cream, my 2 lemons, white sugar, granulated, flour, eggs, and I also have water because staying hydrated is important, especially when you're cooking. So I'm going to start by zesting the lemons, and then I'll start heating up the milk. See what happens. So now it's time to start heating up the cream. Here goes. Also going to add lemon zest. Now I've got to stir. Next thing to go in is the sugar. I'm going to measure out a 1/4 cup. Close enough. And now stir it in. So that's just going to heat up until it's almost boiling, but not quite. So while the cream is starting to heat up, I'm also going to prepare my eggs. I have 4 of them. I'm going to crack them into this bowl and then beat them fine. Alright, so my eggs are in here. I'm just going to whisk those up. And now it's time for the flour. I'm going to do 2 tablespoonfuls of white rice flour. What would be very interesting is getting the cream and the eggs combined, because even though I do want the eggs to be cooked, I can't just dump all of the cream into the eggs at one go, otherwise apparently it'll just kind of seize up and just not be very good. What I will have to do is add a ladle full, and we will note here that I do not have a ladle, so I'm going to take a little scoop of my hot cream in a mug. I'm going to take a little scoop of that, dump it into the eggs, mix, add more of the cream, slowly, bit by bit. So that is all of the cream poured into the eggs and mixed together. Just going to do some more stirring. And now I need to get this back into here and let it just kind of cook and thicken up. One of the modern recipes that I read said that I should strain it, because you can kind of maybe see on my spoon the sort of glorpy, gloppy bits. That is the lemon zest. We're currently staring down into the colander strainer, and I am going to start pouring custard through. The custard, I poured it from that metal bowl that was under the strainer into a glass pie dish. It's in the fridge, and tomorrow I will try the salamandering it very brown. Fanny's recipe calls for brown sugar, so that's what I'm going to use. And my good friend cast iron frying pan. Good morning, it's Ranger Kate back again, and I am going to today attempt salamandering. Now, the best way that I've been able to think of to get this thing hot is to just put it in the oven. So first step, preheating the oven, popping that in there. All right, that trusty little frying pan of mine has been in the oven for about an hour-ish. It's at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm going to now cover the custard with brown sugar, according to Fanny Longfellow's recipes. Ta-da! With my trusty oven mitts. I'm gonna get that out of the oven. Here we go. Moment of truth, folks. If I put the frying pan directly on top of the brown sugar, we get sugar that's slightly warm to the touch. So I'm just holding the frying pan directly on the custard to see if that helps at all. And the answer appears to be no. Fanny's recipe did call for a red hot shovel. So I think this experiment was a failure. At least the use of a little cast iron frying pan instead of a salamander or a kitchen blowtorch, which, come to think of it, were probably invented for a reason. You know, that's actually really not that bad. Yeah, the custard by itself is quite mild, but the brown sugar obviously makes it sweeter. And even unbrûléed brown sugar has a nice crunch to it. I guess sugar in general has a nice crunch to it. I'd give that a solid, like, B-, C+. Thank you for joining me on this wild and wacky adventure. I hope you have a safe and happy and healthy holiday season. All the best wishes for the holiday season, whatever holiday or holidays you celebrate. Bye!